All right, so Stephen and Adam and Boris Drunken Sword, who will be controlled by Kenny, have arrived at Henshi Temple, and you can see that there's a long stairway that leads up the hill to the temple itself, and there's two giant statues on either side of the stairs, and then a sort of courtyard house like structure that has some kind of shrine area, and then living quarters in the back, and you see the occasional priest or monk wandering around the temple grounds. It looks from this distance like they're probably priests,
Okay.
and definitely doesn't look like a temple of Henshi either.
Okay.
In the spirit of Boris Drunken Sword, he will drunkenly stagger up the steps towards the temple and yelling some obscenities.
Okay.
Okay.
Does anybody want to stop him, or are you guys gonna let Boris Drunken Sword do his thing?
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna try and hold him back here so we can think a bit.
I'll try and see all the ones that get shine on him.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got a technique
that
for this,
doesn't
don't you? I leave it to you. I just stand back.
That doesn't hit.
You didn't hit?
You can't
Alright.
raise.
Okay.
Well, like, it depends. Like, if you grab, if you, like, yeah, I think Boris Drunken Sword will listen if you tell him to stop. But if no one's stopping him, he will just barrel ahead.
Look, just hang back a second. Let's think about this. Let's figure out a plan before we charge in there. So, all right. So who's good at sneaking around? Let's see.
Ouija.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that actually. Yeah, I don't think a direct assault is going to be the best plan here. So I don't know. Where do you think he would be in there? That's the question. So how much time do we have exactly? Like, I know we got there on time. Do we have like hours? Do we have a day? Do we like how close to the time limit did we get there?
What day of the month did we end on, Kenny?
25th.
All right, so you actually have like 5 days, I think.
Oh, 5 days?
Yeah,
Five
wow.
days? I thought it was on the first of the month. Isn't it like 2 days?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the real world calendar.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you guys have a day and a half, most likely, depending
Okay.
on what time of day they actually do the deed.
Okay.
Thank
we
you
don't
for
need to,
that.
don't need to go crazy then.
I was trying to figure that out because I was like, I knew this was way closer than 5 days, but the
Yeah. All right. So
Here hunting for Roman corpse, yeah.
What was that?
sorry.
Sorry, are we at the temple hunting for Roman corpse or something else? 'Cause I know we're hunting for him.
We're trying to rescue Iron God Mung, who is being
that
held
was it.
prisoner.
That was it.
Yeah. So what are the buildings in the compound again here? Just to help me picture it here.
So you see a long set of stone steps leading up to an entrance, and at the entrance are two massive statues, one of the Bold King and one of the Enlightened Goddess. And then there's a proper sort of gate into a courtyard house-like structure that leads to what looks like a long shrine hall that is sort of
Okay.
the middle of the building. And then beyond the shrine hall is like an inner courtyard and then living quarters attached to the back.
Or he's probably in the back somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Most likely. So what's behind this place? Like, is it easy to sneak up from behind it all?
It's let me just look on the map. It's up on the hill itself, so there's really not a lot behind it. It's pretty much at the peak of the hill.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. All right.
And you can search around if you want to, like,
Yeah.
scout
What
around.
time of the day is it?
It's 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Okay, so it's dark. Yeah, let's try sneaking around, kind of looking at different angles, looking for any potential approaches. Like, what's the guard situation like? Are there people on guard or?
There are 2 priests posted by those statues. And what's your detect roll again, Adam?
Let's see, my detect is 2.
All right. And you can also see that within each section of the temple, it looks like they have 2 priests stationed.
In each section,
Yeah.
okay.
And
Okay.
do you want to make a survival roll to kind of scout the area out?
Yeah. Got a 9.
Okay, so again, it's all sort of a closed courtyard house with a wall structure, but you definitely can confirm that section in the back is living quarters and a reception hall, and the central area is a shrine where it looks like people probably come to make offerings and things like that. But one of the things you do find as you're sort of working your way around is in the back you find what looks like a vent of some kind, and you even see some smoke coming out of it, and it looks like it's like a series of holes with not grates, but like little bars over them that that lead at an angle deep into the hill.
Okay, and there's smoke currently coming out of it.
And they're about that big, so they're about 8 inches by 8 inches.
Okay, so not exactly good for crawling through. Uh, yeah. All right. So what could that be? I mean, it could be cooking ventilation, but it could be.
While he's scouting out, I'm gonna try and forage for some hellebore.
Okay. Can you make
hellebore? No, mandrake.
All right. Do you have talent poison, right?
Yeah.
Can you make a roll for that?
I got a 6 at the highest, which is enough according to, unless the TN's different to what the book says.
Which was enough, you said?
Yeah, the book says locating mandrake is a TN 5 talent poison roll.
All right, so
And I got a 6.
and you're looking for mandrake or
Yes, mandrake.
all right. Okay, so you find 3 mandrake roots.
Okay.
Quick question, Brendan. So for Fly Whisk, it says for the full expertise bonus, an additional expertise must be spent. So does that mean I have to take expertise in it twice to actually get an expertise bonus?
Let me look that up because that's something I actually don't recall off the top of my head. Is that in the Fly Whisk entry itself?
Yeah, and yeah, because it's pretty bad otherwise. Like it's minus 1d10 already as a base accuracy modifier, and then you have to spend an expertise just to be able to use it at minus 1d10.
Do you happen to know what page that is on?
That's 178 book page.
All right.
Been using the wrong character sheet. There we go.
You said 178?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah,
It gets really weak compared to like even the rope dart, for example.
yeah. So that is in the description. So that is so you have to spend the expertise to utilize its abilities, and then you have So you're gonna have to spend an extra on the expertise.
Okay.
All right. So what is everybody doing now?
Okay.
It's about 10 o'clock at this point.
I want to use my Shingon abilities to kind of move up to the roof. Oh, what's the outside? I assume the outside of this is like fairly. I could kind of climb up that with some kind of Shingon ability and get on the rooftop of the courtyard, living quarters.
Of the living quarters?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're about 15 feet high.
Okay. So, do I need to roll for that, or?
You can either make an athletics roll or you can use a Qigong ability.
Okay. It's the same either way. I got a 6.
All right. So you, which ability would you be using if you used Qigong?
Horizontal sidestep.
Okay. Well, I guess yeah. So you kind of like crawl up the side of the building, basically.
Yeah, that's how I was picturing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're up on the roof. What's your stealth?
My stealth is 8.
All right. All right. So what do you want to do while you're up there?
Kind of peek down into the courtyard a bit, see what's down there, see what I can see.
All right. So you see that there in the courtyard there are two priests just seeming to stand guard, and they seem to be observing something that's going on in the reception hall. You can hear voices coming from there, but you can't really see it from from on top of the roof because the reception hall's literally below your feet.
Yeah, yeah. All right, there's something going on in the reception hall. Okay, well, I guess I'll head back and meet up with Stephen again at the moment.
Okay.
I think
Well, I guess
Boris
I'll
on
be.
the sword is getting impatient.
Exactly.
I guess I'll have returned with the mandrake. That. Okay, guys, I've come up with a plan. I've, I've managed to find some mandrake root out in the brush, and I think if we can get this into their food, wait a few hours, we can just walk in and take. We should be able to walk in and pretty much take Iron God Man.
Okay, so we want to get it into their food, but how? Any thoughts on that?
Well, did you see anywhere that seemed like it could be a kitchen when you were scouting out the area?
I saw some vents with smoke coming out. That might suggest a kitchen on the back in the living quarters.
Well, if we can get inside of there, we just need to mix this root in with the food they're cooking for the morning.
Okay, well, let's wait a few hours and let most of the people go to sleep. That'll make it. That should be the easiest point to sneak into the kitchen. Then we just have to worry about whatever guards are on duty.
Yes, it takes a few hours for the effects to take hold, but they shouldn't be able to put up much of a fight once it does.
Yeah, well, we've got a day and a half to worry about it. So if we can get it in their food they're going to be eating tomorrow morning, then we can strike a few hours after they eat breakfast.
All right. So you guys.
So,
I'm sorry. What was that?
I'm gonna say since Boris Drunken Sword isn't that stealthy, it'd probably be best for Adam and I to go in together in case we do get caught, because that way if we have to down anyone, we need to take the body with us.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll get to sleep. I've had a lot to drink anyway, so find a tree to cuddle up against and for sleep.
All right. So everybody's going to bed that night.
Well, we're gonna
I
wait.
think-
No, we're gonna
wait.
sneak in.
Yeah, we're
gonna
gonna wait
sneak in
a few
front.
hours for like the majority of the inhabitants of the temple to go to bed, and then we're gonna try and sneak into the kitchen.
Okay. All right. So just you and Adam are doing that.
Yes.
All right. Can
'Cause-
All right. And Boris Drunken Sword is just resting in camp, Kenny.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 2 hours pass unless there's something specific you want to do during that time. And how do you want to go about sneaking into the kitchen area?
I think probably let's follow the same route of going up the back that I did before.
I'm
And
gonna use those 2 hours to meditate, by the way.
what's that?
I'm gonna use those 2 hours to meditate to get rid of my balance.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a good idea. I'll do the same.
All right. And so things seem to quiet down around midnight or so. Do you want to wait until like roughly 2 a.m. or do you want to go in around 12 a.m.?
Give people a chance to actually get to sleep. So,
Okay.
closer to Well, I mean, if it's around midnight, I think like around by 12:30 would probably be fine.
Say 1.
One, okay, let's play it safe and go to one. I was hoping to actually get some sleep
Alright.
in, but
So
Well, we can get a few hours afterwards.
no, that's the wrong direction. I want to get this done and get some sleep before morning.
all right. So you said around 1 o'clock or around.
Around one, yeah.
Okay, so I just want to give people accurate information here. So that's the hour of the owl. If anybody is interested in astrology, and those
Hour
kind-
of like an animal with excellent night vision sounds a great time to sneak around.
well, so here's the thing about. So every animal in the every hour is associated with an animal and associated with an astrological sign, and those all have meaning and they're relevant
Yeah.
because in the game world, it applies to things like luck and fate, and so the owl moon is associated with being a good time to die or kill and transitions, but a bad time to bring something new into the world.
Okay, so what do we get if we wait till 2 a.m.?
Um, let's see.
Well,
here.
considering we're poisoning a bunch of
We-
people, I think the omen's a good time to do it.
Oh yeah, just considering our astrological options. That's all.
Let's see. So if you wait till the next hour, the next hour from that would be is a lucky time for personal growth, fighting, but unlucky for making amends.
I think the owl sounds good.
So
As our goal is to try and patch things up with the Hmong group, that's bad.
Mm.
All right. Okay, so basically we want to go up the back near where that vent is that's venting out the smoke. Is it still venting smoke?
no, that was just at that time. It's
Good.
when you
Okay.
go back and
Good.
check it, it's actually not venting
It was
smoke.
it was still had smoke coming out of it. Like maybe that isn't the kitchen, but yeah, we want to kind of keep that in perspective so we kind of have a place we're aiming for once we get inside.
All
So.
Get in
So
trouble by the roof again.
yeah.
Can I get a roll to get up on the roof?
Oh,
Alright. I shall crawl in tiger.
I got an 8.
All right. What did you
Climb
get?
up.
I got a 6.
All right. So you both climb up onto the roof, and Steven, what's your detect?
3d10 sight and hearing, 2d10 the other ones.
All right. So you get up on the roof and you realize that there are 4 guards in that courtyard now, and there were only
Okay.
2 when you were here earlier.
Yeah, but there's probably less people milling around in the kitchen, which is to our advantage if we can get past these 4. Okay. All right. Well, I suppose one approach we could take is the diversion approach, because only one of us has to get in the kitchen. So it should be you, because you're the one dealing with the mandrake. So, like the question is, we can try and sneak past them, but alternately, I could try and lead them off, and then you could sneak in. I don't know what plan appeals to you more.
The distraction might work better because I'm still not massively used to moving about with one leg.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. You were missing your leg. Okay.
All right. So yeah. So I should definitely be the one to make the diversion and get them chasing me then. All right. So it's a courtyard, so I can go around on the roof closer to the front. So I'm gonna kind of scrabble along the rooftop to.
Or you could go back to Boris Drucker's sword. He could do what Boris Drucker's sword does best and just make a big ruckus at the gate.
You got a good point. We do have the human diversion with us. So okay, I will go get him, wake him up, which will make him good and cranky, so he'll be ready for a diversion, and then send him to the front gate. And All right, that sounds like a good plan. Uh, the question will be getting him to back off. But all right, you just stay here and wait for a diversion, and I'll come back if there's any problem. So I'm gonna slink back down the back and go wake up drunken Boris Sword.
All right, you wake up, Kenny, as Boris Drunken Sword.
Cranky, I'm gonna, what? What do you want?
We need a diversion.
Diversion? What's that?
We need to distract the guards at the temple.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah. Specifically the ones in the courtyard, the main living courtyard. We need you to get their attention.
Like, how far is the courtyard from the gate?
All right, so let me give you an image with my wonderful sketching abilities.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to look terrible, by the way.
That's fine, as long as it's functional.
All right, so this looks really rough, obviously, but there's the set of stairs leading up, the two statues, the gate, like sort of the first courtyard, the shrine, which is like a long hall extending the width of the courtyard house, and then an inner courtyard, and then this is the living quarters and reception area, which is also the roof that you were on top of the first time around. And this is where you saw the 4 guards when you climbed up. And, you're assuming that there's still probably guards in front, too.
Okay.
All right. So Drunken Sword saunters up to the gate.
All right. 2 priests sort of look at you. They draw swords and they walk towards the stairs.
I just ignore them and just keep walking.
All right. One of them holds up his sword and he says, "Who are you? Why don't you?
What do you want? I'm here to make an offering to the temple."
It's too late. Come in the morning.
What do you mean it's too late? Did the gods sleep?
The other one sort of whispers in the ear of the one holding the sword, and he nods and he says, "How much money do you have?"
I actually don't know. He had some tails on him, right?
You probably have like a few silver tails at the least. I know he's got a stipend. I know that. So,
but we're also cut off from the family, so there's also that.
That's true, but that's recent. That's very recent.
Yeah. Oh, just sort of.
So here, you have 5 silver tails on you. That's what we'll say for right now.
For the purpose of this session.
Yeah.
He'll pat himself down a little bit and just be like, I pull out a tail, but I got a tail.
He says, well, that's the minimal offering. You're going to have to... I'm going to need at least 2 tails to let you in this late in the evening.
2 tails? That's outrageous.
1 tail is the standard amount.
Yes, but I'm making an offering to the gods. You don't have to do anything. I'm just going to give the money to the gods. Surely.
Well, you're making an offering to the magistrates.
Why do I have to give... Is the magistrate a god? I've never heard of this god before.
The magistrates of the afterlife.
I mean... Why does the magistrate of the afterlife want silver tails anyway? I mean, he can't spend it down there.
Sure he can. Who says he can't spend silver tails in the afterlife?
So out of character question, do they still burn the paper money stuff or?
Well, paper currency is just sort of becoming a thing. So
because ghosts have they burn talismans and incense and
people do that. But what I'm saying is paper currency itself is just becoming. So you actually give real metal currency for the purposes of that. And I mean, they still burn it, but it doesn't disintegrate.
They'll just collect it.
It's got the added bonus of still being there when they're done. But you could theoretically do that with something like the very new paper currency that is just beginning to circulate as well.
Mm.
What would Drunken Sword do? I'll put the tail away actually, and just be like, "Well, now you're just making me not want to give any money at all. You're being so unreasonable."
Nothing unreasonable. It's for your own benefit.
Well, I'll know if it's my benefit or not. Just let me in. I'll put some incense, leave some silver, and then we'll let the gods judge. Well, who are you to talk to me like this? You're just a priest sending God at the door. Come on. And I'll try to barge my way through.
All right. Can you make a persuade roll for me?
Persuade?
Yeah, or command. Command would be better here.
I think,
I'm just trying to gauge their reaction to you. I want to know which way they're going with this.
Oh, I got a 10.
Oh, okay. All right. So the one that sort of whispered in the other one's ear sort of, walks up to you and he says, "Right this way, sir." He says, once we get there, we can sort out the details of the exact payment. And he brings you into the central shrine, and you can see that there's 8 statues of very grotesque-looking magistrates in the back wall, and there's a place for incense and burning talismans and for placing your money, and he points to a small vessel and he says, "Put your tails in there."
I'll take out a towel and I'll put it in there.
And he says when the priest wakes up in the morning, we'll be sure to perform the ceremony for you.
I can do my own ceremony. What are you talking about?
He says, "Okay, go ahead."
How can I mess this shit up? I'm going to take out a gourd of wine and take a deep mouthful of it and spray it all over the statues.
Okay. All right. Okay. The man sort of like tries to stop you, and he says, "Please, you have to show a measure of respect inside the shrine area."
I'm sharing my wine with him. What more does God want?
So the other one sort of nods to him, and he says, "Look, it's very late. We're happy to bend the rules for you, but I'm going to have to ask for another tael if you're going to behave this way."
Why? I'm just sharing my wine with the gods. It's an offering. This is how I do my offerings. You told me to do my own offering, so I did it.
He says, "Look, just give me another tael, and we'll pretend that you didn't disrupt things. I won't have to."
I'll take another mouthful of wine and spray it at a different statue.
Okay, all right. Okay, so the other priest bangs on a gong, and
distractions.
Yeah, and the guys in the 4 guards in the inner courtyard where you guys are watching sort of swarm into the building where Boris Drunken Sword is, and we'll deal with Boris Drunken Sword in a moment because I know this was mainly a distraction for what you guys are trying to do. So,
all right, showtime.
All right, let's try and get in the kitchen.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you want to go about this? The building that you're on top of, it looks like it has a door leading into the central reception hall.
Yeah, I guess going. Well, I mean, is it lit at the moment? Is it
So it looks like there's possibly 3 or 4 rooms inside of this hall, and the 2 on the left and the right clearly have illumination inside, but the central chamber appears dark.
Okay, and where is this in perspective to where these vents would be that we saw the smoke coming out of?
It's a little hard to know for sure, but the vents are probably somewhere below, again, you don't know how deep those vents go. So that's the but probably somewhere towards the middle room.
Okay.
That's the unilluminated room, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's head towards there and peek through open the door slightly to peek through it.
All right.
Okay.
And are both of you guys going in?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So you see what is clearly a reception hall with several chairs laid out in a central chair, and a set of stairs behind the reception area, as well as 2 sliding doors on the western and eastern walls.
Okay, the stairs are going up?
Down.
Down, okay. So the vents seem to be low, you were saying. So going down the stairs might be the idea. Okay.
Let's go down the stairs.
Yep.
All right.
Stealthily.
All right. So you go down the stairs, and at first they're very sort of straight, and they just look like a set of stairs that are part of a building. But they start to wind and curve, and things become more rough-hewn and just messy and slick, and eventually you reach a landing, and there's a passageway to your right that leads into some kind of chamber with like a small set of stairs going down, and a set of stairs to your left that lead deeper into the hill.
Okay. That's more complicated than I was hoping for.
Did you specify how long you wanted the distraction for?
No.
Boy, so if we stay on level 1 of the dungeon, the random encounters might be easier. All right.
And again, a kitchen might be quite deep because they would use the undergroundness to store the food.
Okay, well, let's go.
So it could be deeper, but it might just be. It makes more sense to search it level by level.
Yeah, it does. So let's stick with the first level for now and check out.
By the way, who told us that Iron God Monk was being held here anyway?
One of the chiefs, I think, that Adam has contacts with.
Yeah, I heard from my clan, the nature loving.
Did you say you were taking the left passage?
Yes.
You're staying on this level, the one that doesn't take us deeper into the hell.
Oh, you're staying. Wait, you're staying on the current level?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the right passageway then.
Okay, gotcha.
So with the small set of stairs going into a chamber.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that takes you into what looks like a kitchen. There's there's definitely like all kinds of implements for cooking in here, and stoves with like a little area for kindling below them, like clay stove things. And there's all kinds of bins and various dried meats.
Is there anything on a fire at the moment, or is cooking all stopped?
No, cooking's all stopped. But there is a large store of rice here.
That's what we want.
Okay. Is that so? As the priest, I assume rice would be a staple.
I think rice is generally a breakfast food. Oh, rice is a food for every occasion anyway.
So if we just finally chop up the mandrake and mix it in with the rice, we should be good.
You could grind it into a powder using a pestle and mortar, which I'm sure a kitchen has.
Yes, I'll do that.
All right, can you make a poison roll for me?
Got a 9.
All right. Okay, so you managed to distribute the mandrake into a fine powder in the rice. And Kenny, since you were being attacked by the priests, all right. So there are 6 priests, all sort of circling around you in this shrine area, and they're all drawing their weapons. What do you want to do?
I believe Elliot's usual response is, I go into sword stance.
That sounds right.
Sword whipping strike.
Yeah. Well, that improves his initiative. That's the big thing that it does. So, are you familiar with sword stance, Kenny?
+3 to his
Okay.
Speed, I think. It was.
All right. So
What is speed? Oh, 3d10. Impressive.
all right. So one of the priests who looks a little bit more senior than the others, he says, "What's the problem here?"
I was just making an offering to the gods. I don't know why you all banging gongs and shit.
He looks at the other man, and the other one says, "You know, he was spitting wine on the statues," and the head priest sort of walks up to you and looks you up and down, and he says, "Look, we don't want to have any violence inside the temple. Why don't you just give me 3 taels? We'll call it even. I'll send you on your way."
Hey, I spit on him now.
Oh, he immediately springs into action. So, can you make an initiative roll?
Yeah. 6 plus 3, 9.
All right, you get to go first, but they all draw their swords.
Okay, I have the joy of looking at techniques. Give me a second.
And you guys can probably hear the fighting breaking out as well, as you're finishing up the poisoning.
Sounds like the distraction's going well.
Whipping strike. Where are you?
Question is, do we want to look just a level deeper? Because what if he's just one level down and we could rescue him now?
Yeah.
It would be save us a lot of trouble.
All right, that's a cathartic sword whipping strike.
Okay. Can you make an attack roll?
I think track is in balance, don't I? So it's plus.
But even if we can't rescue him, we can tell him not to eat the rice.
That's a good point. Yeah. Did not think about that.
So that's.
What kind of poison is this? I mean, it's a deadly
It takes
poison.
days to it takes days to kill, but it only takes hours for symptoms to take effect, and it puts people in like a delirium.
We have an antidote for this.
I'm sure we can make one.
So in theory, okay, great.
I got a 9 at the highest.
All right. Is that against evade or parry?
Against parry.
All right. So you whip your sword around and it flutters in a green frenzy, and it strikes them all. Can you make the damage roll for that technique?
3d10 damage. And okay, it's just those. I got a 9, a 5, and a 2 open damage.
All right. So you slice them all in the chest, and there's just like a spray of blood hits you. But they're all still standing, but they look deeply wounded by the attack, and one of them rushes up at you and tries to palm strike you. And he gets a 10 on his attack roll.
Right. Dip off the drunken athletics against attack roll. What else does he have? Well, I guess what's his athletics? 3d10. I'll do dip of the drunken snake against it. Just to see. Regularly, not cathartically. Nope. 7 at the highest.
Alright. What's his hardiness?
How drunk do you think he is?
He
He was quite drunk on the road, and then he's not actually finished the rest yet. So
he's probably still quite drunk.
if it's 1 degree of drunkenness, it's 9. 2 degrees is 10.
Alright, okay, so in that case you're unaffected by the attack, which is good, because you could tell this was some sort of weird Dianshu technique. Which you probably don't want to get hit with. And 2 more try to use the same thing against you. One of them gets a 9. Does that hit you?
Parry?
Yep.
Yeah, it hits, but this.
What is your parry?
No, 7 parry and. Wait, that doesn't seem right. Like his hardiness is much higher, according to what we normally.
We're using his old thing too, so that's probably the.
Yeah, because I remember he pumped it up to 8 as a base value.
All right, so pump that up for now because he would have had.
Yeah, so it would be 8 and then plus 2 for the 2 degrees of drunkenness and getting up to 10 hardiness.
Okay, yeah, that
But
sounds.
his parry is 7.
His parry is 7. All right, so both of them are going to hit you in that case, unless you want to do a counter.
Well, try dipping like a drunken snake again. So against the first one, it's a 9.
Okay, that succeeds.
And then I do a mundane strike, which is 5d10. Assuming they're not chi level higher than me.
No, he's not.
I got a 10 on the attack roll.
Do you want to kill him?
No.
All right, he collapses to the ground.
And then the game will just try and distract them. Okay. I haven't rolled damage yet, but
Oh, I thought that was your damage roll. I'm sorry. So
that was the attack roll.
Okay, roll damage then.
That's 3d10 plus 1. Let's roll 6d10 for that anyway. Seems odd, seem likely. I say that and roll a 7 at the highest.
All right, so he collapses on the ground.
And the other one?
The other one.
9 at the highest.
All right, that also succeeds.
And that's 6d10. And I got an 8 on the damage roll.
All right. Okay, so the other one collapses too. So there's only 4 standing now, and the remaining guys tried to attack you with their swords and missed. It's your turn again.
Sword whipping strike regularly. Just because there's no other decent AoE options, to be fair. I got a 10 on the attack roll there.
All right, that's definitely gonna hit.
So that's 3. So that's 2d10 normally, but I add 1d10 for the total success earlier. So it does 3d10 open damage. I got a 7, a 3, and a 3.
All right, you didn't want to kill anybody, right?
No,
Okay.
trying to cause a distraction.
All right, so they all collapse to the ground, and Adam and Steven, you guys have just finished doing the poisoning. What do you want to do?
I want to go down the deeper stairs and take a peek and see what's there.
All right, so
I'll go with them.
that leads to an iron door with bars over it, and you can sort of sense heat coming from inside.
Wait,
Okay.
is it a large amount of heat? Or...
No, just a little bit.
Seems ominous.
Yeah, it does. So is this door locked, I assume?
Do you want to try it?
Sure.
All right, it is locked. It does not open.
Oh. How to deal with a locked door?
So trade mechanical or talent theft are sort of the go-to skills for unlocking a door, unless you're just gonna literally try to rip it down or something.
Yeah, I don't know if ripping down doors is in my wheelhouse.
I've got divine fire. Could we do something with that?
Divine
Wait,
fire?
do I have any divine fire?
I think.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
had some because we wanted to prepare to blow the house up, right? And we did
Steven,
all that
you
stuff.
can hear a breathing coming from inside the room.
Okay. This sounds like human breathing or Yao breathing.
No human breathing.
Do Yao breathe?
Hmm.
Uh, You don't know that. You actually don't know the answer to that question. There's only one way to find out.
Do you bleed?
All
So it's
right.
a big metal door, yeah?
Yep, an iron door.
Could try and melt the hinges with divine fire.
We probably just try to blow the lock, to be fair, more than
Yeah. Could blow the
blow the
lock.
hinges.
You're still causing a distraction. This should muffle the being below ground should muffle the sound somewhat.
Yeah, if we're 2 levels under in solid stone, I don't think the noise is going to
Yeah,
carry.
and it's not going to be a massive explosion if we're just packing the lock with it. Yeah, let's try that.
All right.
Let's pack the lock with some divine fire and
All right. And it's a pretty primitive looking lock. So can you make a do you have any skill related to divine fire?
alchemy.
So yeah, why don't you make a roll for that, just to, make sure that you're packing it correctly.
I got a 9 and an 8.
All right. And are you going to try to ignite it?
Yeah. I tell Adam to stand back.
I stand back.
All right.
Um,
Can you roll me 4d10?
I got 3, a 9, a 7, and a 6.
All right. So the lock blows off, and the door sort of creaks open. And Kenny, you definitely heard a sound come from the
Probably not. Like, my mental skills are like at minus 2d10.
Oh, are
right?
they?
If I'm
Oh,
2 degrees
okay.
drunken.
Okay. What's your detect then?
0 d10.
Oh, actually, you're
Oh,
right.
no, wait,
Mark,
that's-
you don't hear a thing.
Yeah, 0. Yeah, I hear nothing. I'm gonna go loot the bodies and like get my silver tail back from the box.
Okay, you can do that. What do you guys want to do?
Let's look inside. Let's open the door and see who's inside. And hope it's Iron God Monk and not some guy that wants to kill us.
All right, so you open the door and you can see that there's number one. There's like a rack of bells on the side of the wall, like they look like ritual bells of some kind. And there's a brazier that's burning very slowly, and there is a man on a table, tied there with rope, and it looks like Iron God Mung from where you're standing. And he's just kind of groaning. He looks like he's maybe been tortured.
Is there anyone else in the room?
No.
All right, let's untie him.
I'm going to loudly whisper, Iron God Monk, is that you?
Yeah, it's me. Who's that?
It's me, Dao Fang. We're here to rescue you.
He says, Dao Feng, you should go. This place is dangerous. There are Yao here.
Well,
Little
that's
late
more
now.
reason to get you out of here. I say as we're like cutting his binds.
Yeah, we're already this far. Turning back now would be pointless.
Okay. All right. So how do you want to get him off the table?
Just give him some support. Well, I mean, he's tied down with rope. You said, or
Yep. He's tied with rope.
Okay, so we'll cut the rope.
All right. So he sort of slumps off of the table, and picks himself up, and he looks like he's pretty, like he's essentially at 0 health. So he's pretty feeble right now, and he might need a hand.
I'll try and give him some first aid.
Okay. Can you make a roll?
I got a 9.
All right. So you don't really do much for him, but he appreciates the effort, and he tries to hobble out with you guys, but he's definitely not going to be able to do much fighting. And if he takes any heavy hits along the way, it's not going to be good for him. So
getting him out is going to be tricky.
Hmm.
So what we need to think about what we're going to do once we.
he says,
Let's,
"How
let's
is
grab
Saffron
some of
Tigress?"
that. Let's grab some of that rope because then we can always just you get up onto the roof and then we can
Lift
pull
him
up
up.
the rope.
Yeah, I was going to say I could dog bash and stick him out of the courtyard, but I don't know if he'd survive that.
He says, "Where is Saffron Tigress?"
That's the point. Where did we leave her?
Yeah, I'm confused about
Muzhen,
that.
right? She's
Yeah, she's in Muzhen.
in the safe house.
My mother's in Muzhen.
He nods, and he says, "Let's get out of here before they catch us."
Great.
They've been spreading the rumor that she is responsible for your capture and turning your people against ours.
What? This is outrageous. Who's been spreading this rumor?
Is it Skullhound?
Shen, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was
believe
Shen.
so.
It was Shen, one of his lieutenants, basically. So he says, well, Shen is a dead man. And he says, but we'll deal with that later.
All right. So when we get upstairs, what do we see? What's the situation?
All right, so you start walking up the stairs, and you see two men dressed in black garb with swords running towards you, and they look like Yao. These do not look like normal men.
Jeez. Okay. This is not good.
Who has the Yao rattling saber, by the way?
Drunken Boris.
I do think Boris Drunken Sword would go like, oh, that was easy, and just keep walking in. So like,
That seems plausible.
Yeah.
So
that
Kenny,
does
you
sound
can
like
probably
something.
reach them in like the next combat round.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so they're running at us. As they're running at us, I'm going to cathartically storming daggers them.
Okay, that's a good move. All right, can you make an attack roll?
Okay, one down approach. So I can do 8, so 4 at each of them cathartically. 8 on the attack.
That is gonna hit. Can you roll for damage?
Yep, just checking the damage.
2 daggers per rank of chi.
Oh, got 10.
All right. And there are 2 of them. So you're how many daggers are being
I'm
thrown?
throwing 8 daggers, 4 each.
4 each, and you got a okay. All right. So the daggers strike them all, and they continue running towards you. Can you all make speed rolls, please?
Mm-hmm.
Should I do one right now, or do I join
Yeah,
in?
make yours now, but you'll come in at the next round.
I got an
2.
8.
I got an 8.
What did you get, Steven?
2.
All right.
1d10, minus 1d10
Alright.
speed.
All right, Adam, you got to go first.
Okay. So they're gonna be closing with us this round.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to take the tactic of stick of the rebounding dog, just trying to knock one of the out back. Just it's a delaying tactic to give Drunken Forest Sword a chance to get here. So I'm just gonna try and whack him away. So that's like melee. And I got an 8.
8. All right. So that is going to hit. Can you roll for damage?
Yes. All right. 10 here. There we go. Got a 10.
All right. Are you doing cathartically or normally?
Normally, because I mean, cathartically just lets me do the bounce skim in the air thing. I don't know how well that's going to work because we're indoors. So.
All right. So let's see. 5 feet. So how many feet can you send him?
I can send him 10 feet in the air.
All right. Okay. So he's going to fly up 10 feet in the air, and you got a 10 on your damage roll.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Let's see. All right. The thing you know about Yao is that they tend to regenerate pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's why I was taking the tactic more of getting him out of my hair than trying to doing a ton of damage at the moment.
All right, and it's their turn. So let's see what they do. All right, so one of them has a Guandao, and he strikes at you, Adam.
Okay.
The other one is in the air, so he can't do much of anything. He only got a 5, though, against your parry.
Okay.
Does that miss?
My parry is a 5.
Okay, so he hits you, unless you want to do a counter.
I do want to do a counter. Let's see. Can I do a graceful retreat in this case?
Yes, you can.
All right. Great.
Never seen that
8.
story.
All right. So you slide. What was that, Kenny?
I've never seen graceful retreat being used.
Oh, it was just used. He slid back and evaded the Guandao. Actually, this is the second time Adams used it. He also used it to escape fight last session.
I did, yes.
Oh,
He
yeah.
pulled like a Lee Mocho and just slid out of the battle.
Moonwalked away from the fight, going, see ya.
Keep
So-
training, guys.
Steven, it's your turn.
I will use. I guess I'll just use Fear Strike with my butterfly swords.
Okay.
And I'll do it cathartically so I can use it against both of them. I got a 9 on the attack.
All right, that's going to hit.
Okay, so plus 4. Sorry. That was a lot of dice. And 10 at the highest on the damage.
All right. All right, so you strike both of them. And does that have any additional effect, or is it just the it just improves
Nah,
it?
it gives me extra damage dice.
All right, so Kenny, you're now arriving, and you're behind the Yao, and also that Yao is landing, right, Adam?
Yeah, it'll land
All
this
right, so
round.
you arrive as the Yao crashes to the ground, and you can see that there are 2 of them.
All right. Are they obviously Yao? Do they?
You can tell they're Yao. When it lands, you see black.
Oh no, because doesn't the sword also like glow?
Oh, that's right. So you have no. It doesn't glow. It rattles. So the hand there's something almost like a rattlesnake. Like
Is this like a 9-ring saber type thing?
No, it's nothing like that.
Okay.
But the handle feels hollow and like it has teeth in it or something, and they rattle around when one is nearby.
Aha! Yao! Finally! Yeah.
Can you make an attack roll?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna do Sword Leaping Strike emphatically because I feel like this is what Elliot's been gunning for this whole time. Sword Leaping Strike against Yao. I don't know if he's done it already. 5d10 against parry.
What did you get?
And I got 9 at the highest and 4 2s.
Oh, all right. And can you roll damage?
That was statistically unlikely. 3d10 open damage against them. So what's the bonus of the Yao Rattling Saber? Do they do extra wounds or it's just?
So
3 extra wounds, isn't it?
the sword does muscle plus 2d10 damage, and then it does 3 extra wounds against Yao.
Oh, muscle plus 2d10. Crap. I don't know, but the Sword Leaping Strike only does 3d10 damage. Like it's not normal weapon damage.
Then yeah. If the sword whipping strike has a specific amount, then use that.
Alright.
But you still
You
do
still
the
have the extra wounds.
Yeah.
I got a 7 at the highest on
Alright,
the
let's
damage
see if
roll.
that
So
is-
755 on the
All right,
open
that's
damage.
that's just enough. So, so you hit both of them, and you just see clouds of this black chi energy, spew into the air when you hit them, and both of them actually let out screams, and look very concerned. And
Yeah, boy.
Adam, it's your turn.
Okay. I'll say we'll allow you to run. You can make a run for it, but I'm gonna do another rebounding dog
All right.
blow. And this time I'm going to try and just set him up so that he'll be in a good position for Elliot.
Do you give them a moment to do something when you say that, or do you
Actually,
say
yeah, I will give him a moment. Yeah.
Okay, because they start running in the direction of Kenny as if they're going to try to run past him.
Okay. I'm going to pick up Iron God Wong at that point. Then instead, if they're actually literally running for it, I'm going to try and get him into a position where we can carry him out of here.
Okay, and Kenny, do you want to let them go by, or are you going to try to stop them?
I'm not going to try to stop. I'm going to say like, if you can take the strike, then you'll be allowed to leave, and I'll do another cathartic sort of thing strike.
Okay.
I got a 9 at the highest in the attack roll.
All right, that's going to hit. You roll damage.
Come on, high numbers. I got a 10 and 2 1s, so that's one success I get.
All right, so one of the ones that you hit, his chest bursts open and he just collapses on the ground. The other one, more black mist pours from him, but he continues running. And there's just this horrible hissing sound coming from the body of the one that you dropped to the ground. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna cathartically storm and daggers the one that's still alive. And I got a 7 on the attack.
All right. That is going to hit. Can you roll damage?
Oh, and I got 10 on damage.
All right. Okay, so
That's
this
8 daggers flying at
right,
it.
so that one collapses to the ground as well.
I guess you couldn't run away after all.
Quick, grab their teeth.
Is that the plan? You want to grab their teeth?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna get the one nearest me and just smash its teeth out and
All right,
collect them up.
Make a muscle roll to grab the teeth.
I got 3.
All right. You go to smash its teeth out, nothing happens. You just hear a clack from the. I'm assuming you're using the pommel of a sword, or.
Yeah.
And Drunken Sword will just go like, that's not how you knock teeth out, and try
Okay, give me a muscle roll.
I got 10 and 1 and 2.
All right.
While they're doing this, I'm still trying to get Iron Godmong out of there.
All right. You get 20 teeth, Kenny.
20 teeth.
Yep.
20, wow.
So I'll try again.
I don't think. How many teeth do do humans have?
Like, they have over 20.
Yeah, like this is like I thought it was like 30 something, isn't it? 30.
32.
Is it 32?
32.
I mean, you got a lot of teeth.
That's including wisdom teeth. 28 if you don't have wisdom teeth.
Well, I want to go up to the other Yao and like stab it, the one that just got taken down by daggers, because I don't think it dies technically. Just stab it a few times, going.
Okay, all right. The body begins to hiss as well, and all right. So
that'd be 20 each for the Yao teeth, then, or just to make another one for the one where.
it was 20 total.
Okay, total. Yeah.
Okay, for both.
All right. Adam, you make it up to the courtyard.
Okay.
And are you guys following, or are you guys still lingering?
I'll collect up my daggers and follow.
All right. Where are you guys gonna go?
I'm just gonna keep heading out. So are we? I mean, you're just heading out of the temple, getting out.
Are we
of
going
this
to go
as
out to
possible.
the front gate, or are we gonna try and climb back up to the roof?
Is there any opposition up at the front gate left? I don't
He dropped like all the guards.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna walk out the front gate. There's no need
Is there
to
any more rattling from the sword, by the way?
No, there isn't.
I'm gonna, as we're going out, can I see like a cart or anything? Because I imagine they would need to move stuff around.
What's
like a hand cart.
What's your detect?
3.
All right, so you see a couple of things. Number one, there is a cart. You find a two-wheeled hand cart. You also, just as you're sort of looking around, you see through the trees. You can see off in the distance what looks like a lantern, or more than one, probably maybe two or three lanterns. Uh, you know, it's quite some ways away, like 500 yards from here, but as if somebody might be approaching the temple.
Okay. I'm going to point out, I'm going to say to Adam, I think we should put Iron God Mung in that cart and book it. There seems to be people approaching us, I say, pointing towards the light source.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on board with that plan. I haul him into the cart.
Okay. All right. Can I get a survival roll for the fleeing from the temple?
Okay. I got a 7.
All right. Okay. So you make it fine, and where you just kind of book it for like an hour. I'm assuming until there's no.
Just get distance. Yeah.
And then,
Just get away.
And then what are you gonna do?
Ooh, okay. We need to get him. Well, how is he doing? Is he? Is there anything we can do for him?
I mean, he's stable. He just is gonna need recuperation. He's just beaten up. That's all. He's nothing serious was done to him. That and torture, but in the martial world, that's nothing.
Yeah.
So
Well, we want to get him back to his people because I mean, obviously, I mean, to one extent, we just wanted to rescue him because we're good guys, of course. But also, we wanted because we didn't want his faction turned against us. So we need to get him back to his people so he can set them straight on who betrayed him.
Yeah, but as it seems like there's a trait in the ranks, we might want to give him a chance to recuperate before we return him.
Yeah, good point.
just shove him into his sect. And
Tungon, is that where he's from?
yeah, Tungon. Yeah, he says, I want to see Saffron Tigress.
Okay, I guess we're going to Wujian then.
Jen, it is, yes.
All right, can I get a survival roll?
Should we camp and then go? Because also we haven't slept yet.
I'm okay with toughing it out, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
If you don't sleep, you have like -1 d10 to all your skills.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you get
Okay,
tired.
well, yeah, let's get some rest then.
All right. So you guys are going to camp. Kenny, I'm going to switch to your actual character now. I'm going to keep, because you're in that group playing Boris Drunken Sword, I'm going to keep this one at about 15 minutes a pop, just because I think that'll be more fair.
Yeah, or keep it short. I'm okay with that. Like we can do more. Like we're not gonna be joining the party anytime soon, so it's gonna. So you can take our time and do it next time if necessary.
So, well, just so we stay connected to it, I'll just skip over to it briefly. But you arrive in Fan, and the map of Fan is in the window, with Niang. And
all right, yeah. What's the plan?
She says, "I don't have a plan. I just know that the heart boxes are in the statue of the bold king."
Where is the statue of the bold king?
It's a big, giant statue of the bold king, who's kind of like a god, on
that's it. Okay,
Sifanshu
it's the hill.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right before the Temple of Peace.
I'm nodding. So it's this sounds like we should scout out the area at night and try to sneak in.
She says, "Okay, let's wait for nightfall, and then we'll sneak around."
And yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll wait until night.
All right.
And then try to. Are those like are the names like names of different districts, or are they like households of people?
Those are kind of like it's almost like wards under different clans.
Okay.
Do you have knowledge of places or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, all you would know is that name is like on the gate into each ward.
And I guess I'll ask around for like an in room just to.
Okay.
Do they have any that are particularly near Fanshu Hill?
You want one that's close to the hill? Let's see. I'm just looking at the
Yeah.
map now. I think that's Golden Pavilion. Um, yeah, the Golden Pavilion. You can see it's number 5 on that map. That's probably the closest one.
Yeah.
So you go to the Golden Pavilion, and there's a woman there, and you can smell the aroma of meat being cooked in the kitchen. And she walks up to you, and she says, "What can I get for you?"
Can we get a room for the night and some food?
Uh, she nods and she says, 20 spades for food. It's going to be 10 spades for an in room this evening.
Nod and say it's fine. My sister and I can share.
She nods, and she brings you over to a table, and they start taking out.
But,
Huh?
so that's 30 spades in total for the room and food, right?
Yes. And she brings you out platters of noodle and duck,
That nice.
and she looks at you and she says, "What's your name?"
What did we decide my name was?
Let's see here. Hold on one second.
Hold on, because I have it written down. Li Wu. I'm Li Wu.
All right, she nods, and she says, "Well, if you need anything, just let me know."
I'll ask. Do you know if there's any work in the area that a hunter might be useful for? And I sort of pat the bow on my back, say,
How skilled are you?
if I claim to be number 2, no one can claim to be number 1 and be after the bow. No, I don't say that. I'll just say I've been hunting all my life, and I am very familiar with a bow.
She says, "Well, I wouldn't mind adding some game animals to the menu. Do you think that you could work for me for a little while?"
I'll nod and say yes. Just let me rest for a day. We've had some long travels already, and tomorrow I can start going for hunting for you.
All right. She says, "Very well. My name is Panji."
Proprietress. I'll nod and say, this is my sister, Li what? Li Bao.
She nods to her, and you know, as you guys are conversing, the door bursts open, and a man in purple robes, flanked by 5 men who are also in purple robes that appear to be his disciples, comes in, and he says, "We need a room, woman." And she just nods to you and says, "I have to tend to these people." And
I'm not.
and so Niang looks at you and she says, "So are we going to head out at nightfall?"
I'm not and say I was only making it seem like we had a reason to be here, and that we were planning to stay a while, so that anybody who's asking around for us won't think that we're up to no good.
She nods, and as you guys are talking, the man in purple robes walks over and he kind of bows to you, and he says, "Greetings." He says, "Can I please ask your names?"
I'll bow and say, my name is Li Wu, and this is my sister, Li Bao.
He says, "Oh, where are you two from?"
What was our cover story?
You guys are going to Oh no, you guys are going to Chen to live with family.
Ah, um, I'll just say, I'm a wandering hunter, and I think I've had quite enough of the lifestyle, so we're slowly heading our way towards Chen to find some relatives who might be able to hire us and keep us supported for a while.
He nods and he says, "My name is Yu Tong Huai." He says, "So you're going to the Banyan?" He says, "We are from the Banyan."
Is Chen in the Banyan? I did.
Yeah, it's deep in the Banyan. It's very deep in the Banyan.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't say we have a distant relative there.
What's the
I think one of
relative's
my
name?
cousins-
Perhaps I know. Perhaps I know this individual.
His name is Li Dao.
Li Dao. I can't say I'm familiar with such a man. He says, "So where are you heading from? You said you were going to Chen, but where were you before that?"
We've just been wandering around. We came from the direction of what's the um, is the sort of Tongan sort of famous or not?
Tungan is famous, yeah. It's pretty well known.
Oh, we came from the direction of Tongan.
Ah, he says, "May I please sit down and speak with you for a bit?"
Oh, of course. Please.
He sits down and he takes out a silver tael and he hands it to the innkeeper, and he says, "Please pay for all their food." And he says, "So what news do you bring from Fanju province? I have heard there are many recent developments there."
So I have no knowledge of like sex or whatever, but um, can I do a 0d10 roll to see if I can figure out where he's from or like?
Oh, sure. I'll roll for you in this case.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, okay. Here's what I'll say. He has dragons embroidered on his robe.
Purple dragon.
But but you don't. But beyond that, you're not 100% sure of anything. Any other. You can't really. It's like it's you know you should know the name of the sect, but you just can't do it for whatever reason.
I'll just say, I'm just a simple huntsman. There are all sorts of things going on. I mean, it's the territory of the 87 Killers. They're the most fearsome group. They had a dispute with Longmar. I'll just like go on like a minor exposition on like the various things that we've done there that have caused an impact.
What do you tell them?
Well, yeah, I'll also mention like the sort of the turmoil in the region, like all the different people vying for power, and I mean, it's not exactly uncommon for there to be wanted people, so I won't mention anything about that. But I'll just talk about like rumors of battles that might have happened.
Which battle?
Yeah,
do you mention any of the battles that you were involved in?
Yeah, I do.
Which ones?
Well, I mean, the fights against the Longmar Hall would be one that I'd probably mention. The explosion in Daoshu. Not sure what the battle there was. Oh no, it probably would have been quite widespread rumors because there was like the Saffron Tiger. Was his name Saffron Tiger sort of spread around? Like, would we have heard it murmur some people or?
You guys would have been. I think that you guys were actively spreading those rumors. In fact, because you guys were trying to rally.
Just be. I'm not really sure like what the allegiance of the Purple Robe person is. I'm just like, there's a person named Saffron Tigress who has some conflict with the Empire, who were hunting her down, and they had a massive fight in Daoshu where they were surrounded by hundreds of men, and they lured them into a trap.
And what was the outcome?
I I don't know. I believe they escaped, but they had to blow up one of the buildings and trapped many of the soldiers pursuing them inside.
He says, I've heard that there are people thinking of rebelling against the Emperor, and this is why we are heading north.
And I'll just look around, like, please, sir, you can't say these things out loud like that. You never know who might be listening.
He says, I can say what I want.
Oh, but the Yao, they are fearsome opponents, I hear. And I just
he
like,
slams
once I was
his
hunting.
fist on the table and he says, I am not frightened of the Yao. He says, we've been hidden in the banyan for too long.
I'll just nod and say, oh, if you, I hear that if you, shit, was it go to Wuzhen? Was that a rallying point? Did we decide like a
It's that
rallying
bookshop.
point?
It's the bookshop in Wuzhen. That's like all you really
The
got.
one bookshop is where it's going to have like hundreds of people. I'll just say, well, I've heard rumors that you'll be able to find Saffron Tigress in Wuzhen, and they are trying to organize gather people to make a stand against the Emperor. But don't tell anyone I told you this.
He nods and he says, "Thank you, my friend." And he just holds up a drink of wine and toasts you. And he says, what name did you give him again?
Li Wu.
Li Wu. He says, Li Wu, I should like to visit you in Chen when I'm done with my business up north.
I'll just laugh and say, we'll leave it up to fate. I hope we can meet again one day.
He nods, and again he says, "My name is Yu Tong Huai."
And I'll just sort of greet him, like the brother Yu sort of greeting, not necessarily that we're sworn brothers or anything, but the general like. Oh, brother, I'm glad to have met someone of your heroic disposition.
He says, and I'm glad to have met you as well. But I do wonder, why don't you stay up north with all the action? Why go to Chen?
Oh no, wait, Li Bao is disguised as a male now, isn't he? Oh, yeah. Isn't she?
I think because you introduced her as a woman, we can say she's. I think she had.
Sky.
Yeah, because she's no longer in the Empire. You guys are in Lifan. So.
Like how does she look, like, appearance wise?
She looks kind of plain.
Yeah. I'll just shake my head and say, I've gotta go see if I can, get my sister settled. She's of the marrying age, and I hear that some of our relatives might be interested in a marriage. As incestuous as that sounds to us people with Western sensibilities. He
says, "Well, if you run into any difficulties making such arrangement, I will be happy to lend a hand. And if you need any help in the meantime, don't hesitate to reach out to me." He says,
Of course.
And he says, "But we have to retire. We need to head out in the morning. But it was good meeting you.
And I hope to see you soon."
And he and his men go upstairs and retire to their inn room. And Steven's away, so I guess we'll continue for a few more minutes with this till he gets back. All right, so night eventually does come, Kenny. Though, do you?
Do I get so I didn't actually have to pay for food or lodging, so that's 30 spades back. Yeah, boy. Rolling in it now. Anyway, yep. We'll try to sneak out of the inn.
You want to so you don't want to go out the front door. You want to sneak out through your window or something, so that.
Yeah,
that's fine. And where do you want? And you're going to go with her, or are you just going to go alone?
How's her stealth based on our travels?
Let's see here.
On the scale of 1 to my stealth, like, how good is that stealth?
I think she's pretty good, but I do want to double check it. She's not bad. She's not bad, but I don't think she's as good as you. Definitely
Yeah,
not
she
as good as
should
you.
come along because we want to. Well, she wants to retrieve a heart, and I want to destroy a few of them at least.
Okay.
So,
All right. So you said you do want her to go along?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we'll go together.
All right. So she goes with you, and where are you gonna go?
So we're gonna go up the hill to the statue of the bold king. Are there any guards or patrols or anything we have to avoid along the way? I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna find out. If I can just find the city of Fan. All right.
I'll ask her if she recognized what the guy in the purple robe says.
Oh, she might actually. She says, "I think they were Golden Dragon sect."
Righteous do-gooders. Who are too high of an opinion of themselves.
So, let's see here. There are 2 soldiers standing out front of the temple.
Ah, but so I have to go through the temple to get to the statue?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, in front of the statue. My apologies.
Statue.
And in fact, let me show you what the statue looks like. This will give you a good idea of what you're approaching. All right, so how about this? Since Steven's back, we'll switch back to everybody else again. And
Sure.
but that's the statue. It's a big giant statue. It's one of these mega structures. All right, so you guys are camping, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see here. All right. What's Boris Drunken Swords detect, Kenny?
If he's drunk, it would be 0.
All right. So, Stephen and Adam, you guys wake up to the smell of an ungodly aroma. Like, it just smells like rancid meat in the sun. It's that kind of a scent.
Like that.
Probably decomposing Yao.
And you can also smell smoke.
Is this nearby, or is it a general area?
You've literally just woken up. Like, you're like laying down with your eyes closed, and you smell the odor before you even open your eyes.
All right, I'm going to gag a little bit, but get up as quickly as I can manage and look around.
All right, you see a man dressed in beggar's clothes, just about 10 feet away from your camp, and he's boiling some kind of awful-looking meat. And he just looks over at you, smiling.
Brother, what are you
Awful,
cooking
awful.
there?
And Adam, you don't know. You can make a roll to see if you know who he is, but you know he's a chief just by the sacks around his waist.
Gotcha. All right, I'll make a roll to see if I can identify him. I got a 6.
All right, this is Chief Zhen. His full name is
Zhen?
Zhen Bangyan. They call him the River Village Maggot, and he's from River
Okay.
Village. And he just is sort of smiling at you, and he says, "I was just checking in to see how things are going with you. I thought I'd make breakfast."
Things have gone well. We have recovered Iron God Mom. Things are moving exactly according to plan.
He nods, and he begins taking out some wooden bowls, and he slices up the meat, and he serves it to you. It truly smells awful. I don't know what you want to do with it, but
So it's rotten.
it's
awful.
rotten meat.
Not-
Yeah, and you do not know what kind of meat it is either. I mean, it's not human or anything like that, but it's not a meat that you're terribly familiar with.
Yeah. All right. I'll take it, but I'll hold off on taking a bite for now.
He says, "So, what are your plans then?"
My plans. we are going to take him to completely blanking on her name.
Saffron Tigers.
Yes, Saffron Tigers. Yes, yes. We need to get him back to health, and then we need to get him back to his people once he's in health, to so he can establish the truth of what happened to him.
He nods. Any have you guys eaten the meat at all or no?
I have not. No.
Okay.
I think if Drunken Sword wakes up, then he'll probably try eating the meat.
All right. You okay? So yeah, you probably wake up and walk over. It really is strong, but I think if anybody can handle it, Boris Drunken Sword is the person. Can you make an endurance roll though?
Endurance.
Alcohol content in his system will sterilize any bacteria.
It's like he's got antibiotics flowing through his veins at all times.
He doesn't have any endurance, really?
That doesn't
How
sound
does he
right.
drink?
He must have endurance. That must be. Well, we're working on the original Boris Drunken Sword sheet. That can't possibly be right.
Maybe this is why he gets drunk so easily. Like, he's taking sips from the day
Oh,
and,
maybe-
and ends up drunk.
That does seem
Yeah.
like an Elliot type move. Yeah, that does. I think you might be right.
0 D 10. Do you want to
All
roll
right.
for me?
You can roll.
Okay. I got 2 5s, so
All
5.
All right, so you yak it up pretty quickly, and he starts laughing, and he says, rotten bear meat is exquisite, too exquisite for your tender palates, and he says, anyways, I wanted to let you know, your name's Pitiful Ping, right, Adam? Is that your character's name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pitiful Ping.
yeah,
Yes.
Pitiful Ping. I've heard a rumor that that the Banyan heroes are gathering in Jang Village.
The Banyan Heroes in Jang Village.
Yes, the heroes of the Banyan region, not a specific group of heroes called the Banyan Heroes, but just
I
heroes
see.
from the Banyan.
Okay. What is bringing them together?
He says, "I think word is beginning to spread."
That's good news then. Is the Banyan region where?
The Banyan region is where all of the heroes and all of the sects retreated when the Glorious Emperor solidified his power. So the
Okay.
people that have remained in the Empire are usually either corrupt individuals who are working with the Emperor, powerful individuals that are capable of resisting him, or just the reckless and crazy.
Cool. So, we'll need to make contact with them once we've gotten Iron God Mung back to Saffron Tigress. And well, thank you. I appreciate you passing this news on to me.
And he says it another thing, and he sort of looks around, and he I'm not going to pass a note, but Stephen, you don't hear this unless you struggle to overhear it in some way.
Okay.
But he says, be careful of Chief Fung.
Chief Fong.
Yeah, you know
Okay.
Chief Fung. He's the chief of the Gu district area. So
Sorry,
that's
you
number 1 on
got
the map.
distorted there for a second.
Chief
What,
Fung?
what district?
Of
Yeah.
the Gu district. Basically, the district that you're in, actually.
Okay, great. That's very good to know. So let's see. So what? Let's see. How big are these districts? What's the size? Is this?
Do you have the
How much-
Fanju province map?
Yeah, I do.
So you see all the areas that have blue dotted lines around them?
Yes.
Those are the political districts, and the nature-dwelling monk sect basically has a chief in each one.
Okay.
They're usually
So
based
which-
in this. I'm sorry?
So how far have we gotten from the from Henshi Temple now?
You haven't even left the district yet because you guys got
Okay,
out.
we are
and
in
you-
that
and you-
district.
Yeah, you,
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to establish. So, okay. So we want to get out of this district as soon as possible. So we probably want to hang a bit to the west in our travel from now on. That would be the quickest route out of here.
and
Oh.
and he looks at you and he says, "So you're not going to try my meat?"
Oh, I'll take a bite.
All right. Can you make an endurance roll?
Maybe. Let's see. Endurance. Hey, I'm pretty good at that. I got a 5.
All right. So you also suffer the same problem that Boris Drunken Sword had, and he begins laughing and he just says, "Exquisite moon bear meat." And can you guys just give me 1 minute? I just got to take my pills and then we'll resume really quickly.
Yep.
Moon bear meat.
Is Moon Bear actually like a mundane bear, or is it like a Yao, like demonic bear?
That was going to be my next question.
I could swear it was the bears outside of Master Zhong's cave. But
Yeah,
I
you're
think they were
right.
moon bears.
Oh god, like what if you're carrying the stench of Moon Bear meat and you have to try and return the sword to him?
Well, we're still part of a month, so we'll just make Boris Drunken Sword wash, or I'll go and return it myself, because Master Zhongsheng does not like Boris Drunken Sword.
It's pretty true.
And hopefully we can blag him into telling us how to make a Yao killing sword.
Did he make it himself, or is it just?
Yes, he did. He made it himself.
Oh, we should ask Brendan what happened to the Yao teeth. I don't know why we're assuming it was actually Yao teeth. It could have been like Yao bones. Like,
Or it would need to be like crushed up bones, shattered bones for it to fit in the hilt of his sword.
Can you guys hear
So
me?
moon bears.
Yep.
Yeah, moon bears were the kind of bears that the guy who gave us the sword had.
Yes.
We were thinking.
Yes, those
Okay.
are moon bears. They have like the white tuft that's vaguely shaped like a moon on their chest.
Okay.
Are they otherwise just like regular animals?
Yeah, they're like black bears, I think.
So, Chief, how do you acquire the moon bear meat?
I found it. It was well fermented. Prime moon bear meat.
Well, I can see the appeal. It needs a little time to grow on me, but it's very much an acquired taste, I assume.
He says, "It's too bad, you have a lot of potential." And he gets up and he sort of gathers his things. And he says, "Maybe next time." And he heads off.
All right. All right, so we're gonna get moving then. As I let the others know that we want to get out of this district as quickly as possible. So I believe, looking at the map, heading west would be our best route to out of the district. And
But west and south.
yeah, and then head south once we're out of the district.
And your ultimate destination is Wuzhen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I get some survival rolls for that?
Probably best to let Drunken Sword do this, because he won't be drunk and he's got the expertise in travel.
Okay.
Expedition and travel. So that's 3 10 then.
And it's a
Ugh.
2-day.
Got 9 on you.
All right, so you make it the first day. Fine. Can you give me another roll?
10.
10. All right.
Oh.
Okay, so you make it to Wuzhen, and I'm assuming you're going to the bookshop?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so you bring Iron God Mung to the bookshop, and Saffron Tigress is there. Who else was waiting there for you? Was it Nipung and anyone else?
Extremely Pung went off with Kenny, Luigi.
No, that's Li Pao.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Bao.
Niang. Ni Ping is the disciple of Saffron
disciple.
Tigers.
Okay, so it would just be those two then.
Okay, so she greets you and she says, Dao Feng, how did it go?
Very well, we managed to rescue Iron God Mung without many problems.
And he steps
Slow to Yao.
he steps forward and he bows to her, and she can see that he's hurt, and she says, "Get him to the bed chamber. He needs to sleep." And I mean, he's recovered though. He's he's better off than when he left for sure.
How many days traveling did it take us to get here from our camp? 2.
2.
Okay. God damn it.
And so she says, "So what is our plan now?"
Well, the heroes in the Banyan region are beginning to gather. So you may want to connect with them. We also, obviously, when Iron God Mung is back on his feet again, we want to get him back to his people to establish our innocence in his capture.
She says, "Well, he needs time to recover, and I don't trust his people anymore, so I want to be cautious about sending him in there. And those Banyan heroes are cowards. We should be careful among them as well."
I see.
Where are they meeting?
Did you say specifically? Let's see, what do I have here?
I think he told you Zhang Village, which is by
Oh,
Southwind
Zhang
Manor.
Village. Okay.
It's right by Southwind Manor.
So. Ah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll pass that along to her. So you don't think we can rely on them then?
I think we should investigate and we should see what they're willing to do, but we should be careful.
Okay.
These are the sects that fled the Empire, after all.
Of course, but if we can bring them around again, it couldn't hurt.
She says, "How about this? I'll help Iron God Mung reclaim control of his organization, and you tend to the village, unless you'd prefer to."
No, I'm happy to go speak with the heroes at the village.
She says, "Very well. I will leave with Iron God Mung in 2 days for Tungon."
Excellent. So where are we on a time scale as far as what Kenny's up to here?
Kenny is like a day behind you, right?
Okay.
At this point, 2 days. Yeah, I'll still be like a day or 2 behind.
Okay.
And I'm going back to Kenny in about 6 minutes. So just.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to think from perspective of not drifting way off where I'm trying to figure out how long it'd be before he returns.
Like basically, if I shift to him as you guys set out, then we can probably get close to him arriving in sync with you guys at some point.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I don't. Well, I guess at this point, let's see. Is there anything? Steven, you okay with this plan?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to do before we leave town?
Nothing in particular.
Do I just stock up on wine?
Yeah, Boris Drunken Sword. Well, actually, the bookshop owner probably has a store for you at this point because
A storehouse of
yeah,
wine.
because I know that was an issue initially, and I know he didn't want you going around town, so he's probably got all kinds of wine there for you.
Cool.
Okay. So I guess after that we're ready to head out.
All right. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to shift over to Kenny because that's a perfect place for us to pick up
Yeah.
when it comes. So Kenny, you guys are outside the statue of the Bold King.
Can I like sort of go around circumference just to observe essentially? How close can I get without letting the guards? Do you think?
Um, let's see here. You can. I mean, you can get pretty close. I think. I mean, basically, once you walk up those steps, you're sort of the guards can see you. Do you know what I mean? Like if you look at that hill,
Yeah.
once you get up to the, unless you want to walk up around the back of the hill, it's a bit of a challenge.
Can I use crawling tiger to go around then?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you make a roll for that?
Be athletics, TN6. I got a 6 exactly.
All right. So you make it up the back, and you can see that there's uh, the Temple of Peace to your right, and that's walled off, and it looks like there are guards in there, but it's separate enough from the statue that it's not like uh, you know it's not like if you're sneaking around the statue itself, you have to worry about it. And there's only two guards out front of the statue. There's no guards behind or anything.
Yeah, and I just want to sort of sneak around the statue and like see if I can find a door and a way to go inside or.
The entrance is up the stairs at the very
Oh,
base.
I thought the entrance would be hidden for some reason.
No. There's actually an entrance there. It's just not the image does not contain it.
Okay, so I probably wouldn't have to do this sneaking around and scout it thing. Just think of a way to get to there then. So up the stairs, and there are two guards up the stairs already, guarding the entrance. So to my knowledge, is there like are there any poisons that I could apply to needles that would put the guards to sleep? Like I still have that massive jar of sleeping powder on me actually.
So, so that would work.
bought-
That sleeping powder would work if you made if you like mixed it with water and put it on a needle.
Yeah. I'll try to do. I'll make several needles with sleeping agent on them.
All right. Can you make a poison roll?
Yes, I can. Composition.
Yep.
I got a 10.
All right. So yeah, you make it very well, and you dip the needles in it, and what would you like to do?
Can I use? Oh no. I can spend a round of focus to flick two needles using finger flick, right?
Yep.
So if I take a moment to focus and I'll flick both needles at the guards.
All right. Can you make a roll?
Light melee. Needles. And I got an 8 at the highest.
All right. The needles stick into their skin, and can you roll 3d10?
I got a 10 at the highest.
All right. So they kind of both go like that, and within a few moments, they just both sort of collapse to the ground. Their knees buckle.
I'll go up. I'll sort of like a whistle for Nyang to join me, and I'll remove the needles from their necks.
All right, she climbs
And
up
I'll,
to
and I'll sort of like position them against the edge of the wall, sort of like they just sort of fell asleep type thing.
Okay. And there's an open doorway.
I'll also
leading-
I'll take out a spare gourd of wine and like douse it over them a little bit and just leave it in the hands of one of them.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
An
You make-
unnecessarily elaborate plan.
all right. It's a pretty convincing effect.
And I'll sort of try to. Is the door open or closed, or do I have to?
It's a gaping door.
Okay, so I'll try to open it and sneak in then.
All right. All right. So you go inside, and this leads you to a circular chamber that's the shape of that base. There are there's a spiral set of staircases, or spiral staircase that's sort of winding up the statue and going down to a deeper level. There are 18 iron supports forming a circle that go all the way up to the top of the statue. And you see the characters for death and doom all over, over everything. It just says
How
like
melodramatic.
Ming over everything. Like there's not a space that is not occupied by this. What would you like to do?
I'll look over at Nyang and sort of whisper, any directions we should go in? Do you have any way of finding this heart of yours?
She says, I was told to go up.
I'll nod and say up we shall go. Then I'll start making my way to the staircase. Is there any like that noise or any people in here around or?
I'm just looking up something right now, as a matter of fact. What's your detect?
It's 3d10 with sight and 2d10 with everything else.
All right, so you don't see anybody in the statue, which strikes you as odd, but you do see that there are like they look like long metal lashes sort of dangling from the interior of the statue body, like almost like metal vines, which is very unusual. You've never seen this kind of architecture before.
Are they hanging from something or?
They're part of the wall itself. They're dangling from the wall as if they're growing from it.
I'll just look over it now and say those vines don't look. They look quite suspicious. Do you have any? Do you recognize what they are?
She says, "I've never seen anything like that before."
Can I give a knowledge roll? Yeah, I've got knowledge insects. That probably isn't really relevant, but.
Yeah, you can. How many ranks do you have in that?
I have 2d10 in insects.
Or why don't you roll 1d10?
Okay. I got a 10.
You got a 10? All right, so I mean, you don't know what it is exactly, but you have this weird suspicion that in a sense these things are alive. And that deeply unnerves you. Or I don't know, maybe it doesn't deeply unnerve you. I would assume it would, but maybe Wuji is made out of sterner stuff.
He's pretty stoic as far as these things go.
But it would definitely unnerve most people.
And I just whisper, I think they're alive. Maybe.
And you hear like a yawning sound, like metal being twisted in the wind.
Coming from what direction?
What's your detect?
2d10 if it's hearing.
It's coming from above and below.
Yawning. As in like yawning.
Like I'm trying to think of the right word. Like a metal groan. Like metal being twisted and making a sound. I'm sure there's a more precise descriptor of it somewhere.
So can I try like climbing along the inside? Like I don't know that we can't use the stairs. Probably can't use the stairs. Is there can I climb the supports upwards
Yeah, you
or
can try to climb the supports. Can you make a roll?
can I use a crawling tiger for that?
Yep.
I got a 7.
All right, Neon is going to try that. She also starts crawling, and as you do, you see a body emerge from beyond the metal vines, for lack of a better word, and it looks like a man made out of his whole body is just metallic, and he just sort of like sets his sights on you. And can you make a speed roll, please?
Yikes. I got a 6 and 2, 6 at the highest.
All right. All right, he leaps towards you, and he attacks, and he gets a 6 on his attack roll.
That does hit me actually. Um, all I can do is whirling dodge. Do I have to do it cathartically for chi reasons?
No, you do not.
So athletics TN6. I got a 7.
All right, so you succeed, and but that's just gonna you're doing it non-canonically, right? So you're just gonna reduce the damage. All right, so he got an 8 on his damage roll.
All right, that actually wounds me.
All right, so you kind of like whirl out of the way, but he still hits you with his palm, and you know, you guys are also well, you whirling dodge, so you land on the ground, and he lands on the ground, and
so how many wounds do I take?
You take 1 wound. I'm sorry.
Okay, just one. Okay.
And it's your turn.
Does he seem just to be fully made of metal?
It felt like metal when he hit you. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, let me. I'm gonna send you an image to give you an idea what this looks like, because I know it's a little bit confusing. Looks a bit like that.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna try and I'll tell Nyan to keep going, and I'll distract the.
Okay. All right. She continues climbing in that case.
I'm gonna see if I can just shoot an arrow at it and see what happens.
All right.
So I'll use the.
All right. And before you do that, can you roll me 4d10, Kenny?
Oh no. I got 8, 3, 3, 2.
All right. This is gonna continue to the next. But all right. And I'm sorry. So what are you doing?
I'm going to use rain of arrows regularly against the thing.
All right. Make an attack roll. And I'm going to do what I'm going to call accelerated rounds here.
Okay, so I got a 6 against parry. Evade, rather.
6 against evade is going to hit. Can you roll for damage?
Okay. Roll damage once, but treat a success as 2 wounds. Okay. And I got a 10 on the damage roll.
All right. Okay. So and it's 2 wounds. You said.
Yeah, so it'd be 3 with total success.
All right. So he collapses on the ground. However,
splits in half, and 2 smaller bronzemen come out.
Nope. 3 more men come from the walls, but these ones, and again, I'll send you another picture just because it's going to be. These ones look different.
Okay.
These ones look much more substantial to you, much more dangerous. They look something like that. So they're covered in. They almost have like metal plating on their bodies, and they just look bigger and tougher. And also, can you roll me 3d10 now?
I got 6, 5, 3.
All right. Okay. All right. What do you want to do? There are 3 of these guys coming at you.
Are they blocking the stairs at all?
No, they're kind of mindless in their. So basically, I'm assuming you're downstairs in the center.
Yeah.
They're just kind of coming at you. They're not doing anything tactical.
All right. Okie dokie. So I'm just going to try and rain of arrows on. You know what? I'll do a cathartic fierce arrow on them.
Okay.
So I can hit all of them. 40, 10. I got 8 at the highest against evade, presumably.
Okay, you can hit all of them. Did you say?
Yeah.
All right. Can you roll damage, please?
All right. So that's exceed soft damage cap plus 2d10 per ranks of white jar, which is 2. So plus 4d10. Oh, that's 7d10. I got a 10 at the highest. Just 110.
Is it normal damage?
Yes.
All right. All right, so you hit them, but they're still standing. And can you roll 2d10 for me?
I got a 7 at the highest.
All right.
It says 7 and a 3. I don't know if that makes a difference.
All right, so these guys also converge on you and attack. Let's see what they're... So one of them got an 8, one of them got a 9, and one of them got a 6 on... They're just basically trying to strike you with their fists.
Okay.
Do you want to counter these attacks?
Yeah. So if I have 6 parry, that still hits, doesn't it?
Yeah. So all 3 of them would hit you.
Okay. So I'll just try and whirling dodge then.
Is it cathartic or non-cathartic?
I'll do non-cathartic.
All right.
Oh, for the first one, just to see how
Okay.
it feels.
Okay. All right. So make the roll.
I got an 8.
All right. So that succeeds. So you take some off of the damage. How much does you reduce it by? Is it just 1d10?
Just 1d10, yeah.
All right. So you take 2 wounds from the attack.
Okay. So I think I want to do the next one cathartically.
Okay. That's against the 9.
Actually, I'll do that regularly against the 9, I think.
Okay. All right. Make a roll.
I think strategically speaking, doing it normally
Yeah,
against
I think
high. I got 6, so
Alright.
fails.
All right, you take 2 more wounds.
Oof. And the last one, I'll do a cathartic nudge.
Okay, that's. I think you made the right choice.
I got an 8 at the highest.
All right, so you whirling dodge out of the way, and can you roll me 1d10?
I got a 9.
All right. Okay. Oh, all right. All right. Can you roll me 1d10 again?
I got a 7.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So you hear a scream, and Niang is falling from way high up,
Oh god.
like directly upon you if you don't move out of the way.
Can I use affecting canopy to catch her?
You can try. Yeah.
Can I do it? I'll do it cathartically because it feels like
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
what the occasion calls for.
Sure.
Or I fly whisk on rope now, whatever. Athletic TNs. I got a 9.
Okay, so you succeed. So I guess what happens is you sort of unfurl your robes and you catch her, and then you just drop her down in front of you.
Yeah.
That would be the way to do it, I suppose. Unless were you going to just send her off against the wall? What was your...
Fling her at the bronze man as a projectile. No. No. I'll just catch her and.
All right, she has a spear through her.
Is she alive?
Can you make a medicine roll?
Yeah, I can. I got 10 at the highest.
All right, so she was dying, but you've managed to stop the bleeding, and you've actually, you did the right, you like popped the right bone into place or something, and she kind of got a wound back. So she's so she kind of coughs, and she says we need to go.
I'll nod and I'll make a dash for it.
All right, and I'm gonna end it there.